Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another technical analysis video. This evening, we're going to be covering Cardano. The ticker is ADA against USD on the weekly time frame here. Now, going back to my previous videos where I left off, we've got this level of resistance, this white trend line that Cardano's been under since it entered this bear market downtrend back in 2020-21. Now, it hasn't backtested this trend line of resistance since April, and since April, you did have quite a volatile time there for Cardano. Now what happened is once you last met this point of contact, you had a ferocious wave down. At this point you found support on this red box. Okay, so this red box around 40 to 41 cents. Now you was coiling up in something called a descending triangle between this yellow line of resistance and this red line of support. You got tightened into a corner, you lost support, you turn that support into resistance. You can see that the key area is 40 cents. We've met that as resistance once already, and then you put in a new low. Now we have had some nice relief, okay, and since, as I said, since back in April 2022, we haven't backtested this level of resistance. So you can see that what's happened is you've been forced down into a corner and now you're trying to pop out. But I do think we are going to meet resistance above previous support. So this 40-cent area was previous support, and I do think we're coming back down to that. Coming up to that, looking to meet it as resistance. So we need to keep an eye out here, because again, if you start tackling above this level of resistance and equally start tackling above that 40 to 41 cent mark, okay, and consolidating on this range, it could be very, very healthy moving forward here, and a nice clean breakout of that level of resistance could mean that potentially we are in the start of some uptrend where you come back for support and get continuation, start tackling out through previous levels of resistance, and confirming that you're starting to flip the switch here into 2023 for Cardano. One other thing I wanted to point out, again, when we was back here, we had this descending triangle. As I mentioned, that target was met. So that's another reason why we are seeing relief off of this low, because you can see from the start of that descending triangle where you actually started to break down on Cardano from the last level of previous resistance. You can see that you actually came down and met that target near enough to a T, and at this point you've met that target and are starting to get relief. But again, as I'm mentioning, on the weekly time frame here, we are looking at a very strong area of resistance, because we've got this white trend line that we've been under since 2021, and you've got this previous support zone that we're now looking to turn into resistance. So it might be a good opportunity to take some profits off the table if you did get back in down here on Cardano and are quite fortunate. You can see also that the stock RSI is getting into those sort of overbought territories, of which when you do get into that sort of zone, you tend to roll in the price and start to put in since the bear market, you've been putting in lower lows every time you've actually met the top of this stock RSI point of contact. So we do need to be cautious moving forward. You've got the stock RSI that's very overbought. You've got this level of resistance, this descending resistance since last leg of the bull run in 2021, and then you've got this 40-cent area, which was previously support, our May, June, July support back in 22 for Cardano. So we need to keep an eye out here. Now if we look at the daily time frame for Cardano, you can see over the last week or two, we have been having some lovely this lovely pump. Okay, we have had this lovely pump, and it's been beautiful. We've had good volume on the daily candles. Okay, and it's nice to see that with some sort of follow through when you do get a breakout. But again, the stock RSI is literally going sideways at the moment in the overbought areas. I do think we'll tend to sort of pull back, and if we do start to see that, you will look for a potential pullback on the EMAs here. So what am I potentially looking for? Well, you can see that. Get rid of these drawings quickly. I'm going to get rid of this stock RSI as well. We can see that here on the daily, we're actually starting to form a bullish cross. Okay, now this is a signal that's quite relatively bullish. Okay, because ADA hasn't actually printed one of those since August 2022. The previous one was a fake out. You can see you did sort of come up in this rising formation, like some sort of rising wedge, and eventually once you lost that wedge of support, you started to come down and retrace back to the lows that you were holding from May, June, and July. Again, so this is what a rising channel looks like, and it's a bearish pattern. Again, at the moment, we are coming up quite impulsively here. Whether it's a rising channel or not, I don't think it's a rising channel, but nonetheless, we are coming up quite quickly. Now, we have formed this bullish cross. I think it would be good if we did have some short-term pullback in the near short term. I do think it would be good if we had some sort of pullback. So if this is our local resistance here at 37 cents, and we are retracing back down to this low where we came from at a price of around 24 cents, then you can see that what could potentially be happening now is if we are topping out here, you could potentially have some sort of structure bringing you back down to the 0.50 at 29 cents, and you would be coming back to these EMAs for support in that time as well. And what you'd be doing if you was to do that, you can see you'd be flipping this previous level of this was support. Okay, you fell down, met a target, you've broken out of that support, you haven't back tested it. Maybe it'd be healthy to come back down to test this area of previous support and once again get some sort of bounce and relief off of it at that point, which sits at around 29 cents. So if we get the fib back on again, okay, it's not going to let me get the fib back on. If we get the fib back on, does 29 cents have any sort of confluence to us here? Again, yes. So you can see that this previous level of support, we lost it, we turned it to we didn't turn it to resistance, we melted through it. So you've melted through this level of previous support, you've come down, V-shaped recovery, melted out. Potentially right now would be a good opportunity to short back down to 29 to 28 cents. And that would be a potential opportunity of around 14 to 19% on Cardano there. It would seem quite scary, but what you've got to consider is over the past few weeks, we have gone up quite vertically and quite impulsive, and actually ran up 55%. So it wouldn't be surprising to see some sort of drawback here in the double digits, bringing us back down to these levels, just recharging the batteries, some sort of retracement back down to these levels, recharge the batteries and get ready to head off and reattempt to break out of this 36 to 37 cent area. Again, you'd be coming back down. You would lose the EMAs, I think, if you did come down to the 0.50, but I would expect some sort of sharp bounce at that point because you've got previous support back here in November, and as I said, you've literally broken out. If you're coming back for support, and this is a start of a wave 1, this potentially is your wave 2 back to support, tackle out this high here, and you could be looking at a wave 3. Now, if we do get fibs on the weekly time frame here, and look at where we're potentially retracing to for Cardano, you can see that you've got this low. So this is the low we're currently bouncing from, and we are retracing back up to this high back in August 2022, where you came down, put the low in, you met it as resistance, met the trend line as resistance, and then you've put in this larger wave down. So we're retracing back up to this 59 cents at the moment, and you can see, currently speaking, again, this is one thing that kind of indicates to me we might have some sort of pullback. We're running into the 0.50 and this previous area of support that we kept talking about earlier. And this indicates to me, yeah, we would be looking for some sort of pullback. But if we was to come back to those targets, that 15% target, and start pulling back here, coiling up and looking to break out, you could be forming some sort of bullish pattern here. Some sort of ascending triangle, which is bottoming out structure. You've put the low in, you've come up, met resistance, come back for a higher low, coil up, and if you do tackle out of this area, we could get a rough guesstimate of price there for Cardano. If it does break out, then you could be looking to retrace back to the 1 fib at 59 cents along the lines. So it could be taking some time, coil up in the next couple of months, build up some sort of foundational bottom, look for a massive breakout. Okay, and at that point, if you was to go long off of this low and did get in at this bid, and Cardano did, again, this is all, it's technical analysis, guys. Nothing that I say is financial advice, or it's all for educational entertainment purposes only. Not what I say doesn't mean it has to happen. But if we was to come for that nice short and get a long off of that and break out of resistance, okay, and tackle above this 37 cents, then you could be looking at a 99% uptrend from those prices if you get involved, and Cardano does come back down to around 29 cents. Above all that as well, if you was to start something like this and you did have this is your wave 1, this is your wave 2 pullback, you get a wave 3, come back for support on a wave 4, and then get your wave 5 breakout, this could be the start of a larger wave 1 in a bigger move towards the end of 2023 for crypto, and it could be looking absolutely amazing moving forward for these projects and many projects in the space. But again, it's all a thought theory, it's all a thought experiment. We have got key levels of resistance. We've got the weekly 20 EMA on our heads right now. We are running into the 0.50 at 37 cents. And equally, again, you've got this trend line that we've been watching out for Cardano since it entered its bear market downside projections. So we do need to be cautious moving forward. I am looking to short here. potentially in the next coming days to a couple of weeks, kind of build up some structure, and then hopefully get a good confirmational break, a strong breakout with volume, and look for potential upside in the near future for Cardano. So that's a quick update for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Until the next video, from Chart Nerd TA, take care, guys. Peace out.